And hello YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for tonight's episode of DC's HBO Max's The Penguin Season 1 Episode 5. Oh boy, another great episode here. This show is like batting 1,000 right now. Last week's episode gave us the origin of how Sophia became who she is. And this week just kind of gives us a follow-up and gave us some chaotic moments and pretty much sets the seeds up for the big war that's about to come. So, spoilers ahead if you have not seen this episode. So, we're going to talk spoilers here, so let's get into it. So, we all know from last week's episode that we got to see the backstory of how Sophia became the hangman, how her family pretty much framed her for the disappearance and murders of all those girls and her mother. And she ended up being locked up in Arkham, how she went crazy because they put her there. And then she starts going back to her family, poking and making, blames on everybody who was involved with it. So she decides to gas them all and pretty much blame a gas leak that happened in her house. And the cops show up, say it's a gas leak, they kill her family. And now she's decided that she's no longer going to be a Falcone, but she's going to go with her mother's maiden name, Gallows, I believe that was the name that she said. Which is pretty cool. She doesn't want to be a Falcone anymore. So she got rid of pretty much every member of the Falcone except for one. Her father's right-hand man. He was locked up for a while. She started torturing him. There was a beautiful moment here. We got to see Sophia literally laying on top of what looks like, I guess, her father's and her mother's grave in I guess, what do you call it, a crypt? Where it's just a stone of the heads, of the stone of just the people who'd passed away, but it's in cement. So, yeah, so there's that. So you just see her laying down there as she's torturing her father's second-hand man. He also tries to convince her, like, hey, listen, your mother was a beautiful woman. She was always this and that. She didn't want to hear it. And then, of course, we also get to see Oz go after the Sal Maroni's family as well. He goes after his son, takes him, kidnaps him to get the mushrooms back so they can start selling that drug again that him and Sophia were going to do together. And that did not work out pretty well. Oz's product gets destroyed, but he also ends up killing Maroni's wife and daughter at the same time after he kidnapped them. Or kidnapped the son, and he was supposed to make a trade for the drugs for the kid. The kid was soaking wet. You weren't exactly sure why he was soaking wet, but then you realize, oh wait, he was doused in gasoline, so that way, Oz can set him on fire. And then he was trying to grab his mother. Mother caught on fire as well. He also tried to get Sal shinned in Arkham, so Blackgate, wrong prison in Blackgate. Didn't work out. And then, of course, we got to see Oz kind of get into that point like, oh boy, I'm getting paranoid because he got that phone call saying that, hey man, I'm still alive, I'm coming after you. So he had to activate panic mode and hide his mother. Use Victor to hide his mother. And Victor took her to his old, family home where nobody goes because, Gotham River pretty much destroyed it. So nobody really goes there anymore, just so she could be safe. Oz's girlfriend also left him because she felt like she was holding him back. So there was that. And we got to see Sophia at the end of this episode pretty much team up with Sal to, I guess, try to form an alliance to take out Oz, which is also could be a good thing and also a bad thing. Two enemies coming after you at once could be trouble for you, but also if you end up having the upper hand, taking out both of them, you're good to go. Then you can deal with Batman later on down the road. So, yeah. Also, we got a death in this episode as well. Big death. We must have a moment of silence for the death of Oz's Maserati. His Penguin Mobile has been destroyed. Gone completely. From the last time we saw, from episode 3, where Victor saved him and saved Sophia, but Sophia escaped. He crashed into it. And then, of course, at the beginning of this episode, we got to see Oz pretty much torch it and blow it up. So the car is gone. May the car rest in peace. So, yeah, that was a cool car, though. In the words of the Penguin in Batman the Animated Series, it was a magnificent vehicle. If you know which episode I'm talking about, you know you're a true Batman fan. But anyway, overall, I really like this episode. We saw a little bit of Sophia in this episode, but just the moments of just seeing her take charge of whatever's left of her family's and her father's empire, and just trying to start planting the seeds to rebuild it in her own image and her own name. I thought that was really cool. Using her mother's maiden name was also brilliant as well, because she really wants to separate herself from the Falcone family, because the Falcone family, they betrayed her. They literally betrayed her. She only spared one family member in her as she killed everybody else. She spared her niece, who's now in the children's orphanage. You see that in the beginning of this episode as well. She only spared her because she was a child, obviously. But her whole family literally abandoned Sophia. So Sophia abandoned the family name, and now she's going into business for herself. So there's that. And also we got a kind of, for me personally, kind of got a creepy vibe from her therapist. The guy clearly wants to be with her. We can clearly tell if you watch it. I mean, the guy's very shady in his own weird way. But yeah. Vic was great in this episode as well. We got to see him kind of interact with Oz's mom, who's kind of not there a lot. He even lies to her, saying that, oh yeah, Oz took out the Falcone family, what was left of them, so, to make his mother feel proud of him. So there's that. But I'm pretty sure she can tell it was kind of not really true. So that was cool. Overall, great episode. I really enjoyed it. This show is just firing all cylinders. It's a fantastic show. We don't, you probably wonder, how come Batman's not in the show? He's got other things to do with, obviously. And, honestly, I don't want to see Batman in this show at all. I really don't. The show's working on all cylinders. You don't need your heavy duty characters to be in this show to make it great. Great storytelling, great casting, great actors in here. It's just, overall, the suspense of just people just talking is great. There's one scene in here where you see Oz go to the prison, go to Blackgate, and tell Sal, hey man, I got your son. I want my product back. You want him? You give me my product back. That was so intense. Just seeing that scene, just like watching Sopranos. Whenever they talk in the deli, whenever they have conversations with the enemy, you can tell that tension started to build. So it really works here, really well. And man, it's gonna go down. I don't know how many episodes are left, but I don't want the show to end at all. This show has just been so good, so great. Man, Sophia is a great character. Oz is fantastic. I love Victor in here. A lot of people think he's gonna be Victor Zsasz from the comic books. If you know who he is, he's a serial killer who ends up cutting himself throughout his entire body for all his victims. I don't see that happening here, but anything's possible, or a version of him. But I don't see that happening. But he is stepping up, so that's a good thing. But yeah. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about the Penguin. Are you guys still watching it? Not watching it? Very excited for it. Can't wait to watch it. And you're just waiting to watch it when you can. Fantastic episode. Can't wait to see more. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much. And have a good night.